Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session. I'm super excited about this session because I think this is a really important topic on how to rank residency programs for your rank order list. This was a topic that many people have asked me to do. My name is Omar Awan. I'm the Associate Vice Chair of Education at the University of Maryland and the Associate PD for the Diagnostic Radiology Residency. Before I begin, please subscribe to the channel. Please share this with everyone. Please support our mission for helping everyone all across the globe to really master and understand the residency match system. So how to rank programs. This is a huge topic. This is a topic that everyone struggles with when they're certifying their rank order list, and it can be very anxiety provoking. So I want to sort of demystify some concepts and really help you guys rank your rank order list in the most positive and effective way you possibly can do. So with that said, I think some general comments about it is that there's really no secret formula for success, right? It's going to be different for everyone. You know, my rank order list is going to be different than someone else's, and even your own. Even if you have a twin brother or a twin sister, the chances are the rank order list may be different for even those people, right? So it's going to be different and individualized for everyone who's applying. And the reason for that is because the decision is based on your core values, right? And how those values and how you prioritize those values, right? So, based on your core values, the degree that you prioritize them is going to affect what program is going to come first or second, and what program is going to come last or second to last on your rank order list. There are a lot of values that people consider when they're ranking programs, and I'm going to list some of them. I think some of the most important ones, not all of them, obviously, because that would take all day, but I do want to discuss some of the values that people consider when they're ranking programs, right? Obviously, the first is location. Location is huge, right? If you're ranking a program, you're considering a program where your girlfriend lives, your significant other, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, if you have a tie to a specific location, like you were born and raised there, you want to be close to your family. That's obviously going to be a very important factor when ranking a program. Family and support, right? If you're in a place where your parents live, your brothers and sisters live, you have a lot of moral, emotional, and physical support that's necessary to get through residency, which can be a very trying process throughout your life and your career. So family is a very important value that a lot of people hold highly when considering rank order lists. The reputation is also important to some people, right? So some people, if they get an interview at Harvard, MGH, Johns Hopkins, UCSF, these, quote unquote elite programs, that is a driving force for people to rank a program very highly. Sometimes that's very important. They want to go into academics. They want to start an academic career. They want that reputation and that institution behind their name so that they can get great jobs or, get certain positions that they aspire to do after they're done residency. So that is definitely a driving factor for some people. The quality of the educational program. So some programs have, robust educator track training programs, global health curriculum, global health elective. Some of these programs really attract a lot of people to consider ranking them very highly. And that's important to them because that's what they want to do. And they want to be leaders in global health or, research or whatever that program is. That can be very important as an impetus for ranking programs. The idea of mentorship and sponsorship, having, certain faculty or other peers in a program that are really going to, highlight your career and take your career to a different level that wouldn't be possible if they weren't there. So that's also very important. We see, there's tons of programs that have great mentors, great sponsors that really will go above and beyond for you. And that becomes a very important factor in considering a rank order list. The people, just you go to a program, you interview there and you just love the atmosphere. You think it's contagious. The camaraderie that you see between residents, that's very helpful. And you love that. That's a program that you really want to be a part of. And you rank that program highly because of that. The culture, kind of similar to that, right? So you see a very nurturing culture, a very supportive culture, a culture that you feel that you can grow in, that you'll do great as a trainee and beyond. That can be a very important part of consideration when you're ranking programs. For some people, the call schedule is a big deal. It can be an all or none type of thing where, if the call schedule is really tough and rough, you may rank a program lower. If the call schedule is something that you feel that you can really do and it's not so onerous on you, you may rank that program higher because the call schedule is more feasible for your needs. And finally, some people do a couples match, and that can be a very powerful tool in ranking, right? If you're partner or your spouse is applying somewhere they love a program or a city, you may rank that program or city higher because you want to obviously be, in the same city or program as your significant other. So those are just some, I think 9 values that, to consider. There's obviously a lot more, but I think these are some of the most common and most important values to consider when you're ranking a specific program. Now, ultimately, you're going to get great training nearly everywhere, no matter where you go, right? That's the whole purpose of the ACGME, right? To make sure that, programs are meeting certain requirements to make you a competent physician when you get out, for the most part. For the vast majority of programs will allow you to be a great physician when you come out. But in February, after you've gone through, 10, 15, 20 interviews, however many interviews you've gone on, it can be difficult to remember the details and the intricate, things about each and every program. So for example, if you're applying for surgery, it can be hard to remember, what the OR looks like at, hospital A versus hospital B. If you're going into medicine, it can be hard to remember what the physical exam rooms look like. If you're going into radiology, the CT, MRI equipment is going to be, it's all going to be a daze, and a blur in your mind, right? So, especially after you've seen like 15, 16, 17 programs, it's not going to be very clear in your mind, all of the details that you saw during the interview process, dating back to November. However, what is palpable or what is memorable is the overall feeling that you have about a program, the overall gestalt you have about a program, how that program made you feel, right? So was this program a good fit for me after I interacted with the faculty and the residents, right? That's a question you're going to want to ask yourself. Do you see yourself succeeding in the program, right? Based on the people that you talk to, your own qualities, your own values. Do you see yourself as a good fit into the program? When I interacted with the PD, the staff, the people that interviewed me, did they support my goals? Were they, favorable towards, the things that I was saying? Did they reach out and ask me questions that are going to support my goals in being a great clinician and a great future physician and possible leader in the field? Will I mesh with the culture that I saw physically with my own eyes, when I saw the residents interact, when I saw the PD interact? These are all really important questions, and these are the questions to ask yourself. They are hard questions to ask, but these are the questions that are going to help you nail down what programs to rank higher or what program to rank above another program, if you can answer these questions successfully. And ultimately, only you can do that. Your best friend can't do that for you. Sometimes your spouse can't do that for you. Your parents can't do that. You have to answer these questions on your own, which is why this can be a very tough process. And it requires doing soul searching, right? It requires you really thinking deeply about who you are and how you're going to succeed, right? So I think a pro tip that I did when I was, doing my rank order list is make 2 rank order lists. And the first one should be your list about your indispensable values that exist that you want to see in programs, right? And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is these are values that you want in your ideal program. So if you had an ideal residency program, you should rank the indispensable qualities or characteristics of an ideal program without attaching, any institution to that list. So these are qualities in a program that will allow you to be the best version of yourself, right? And it's going to be different for everyone, right? But I think it's very helpful if you think about what qualities that you really want to have in a program for you to succeed, and rank those qualities first before you make your rank order list of the different institutions, right? And of course, it's going to be different for everyone. It's going to be different for me. It'll be different for my brother, my sister, whoever, right? And I think it's also helpful to write these down on a piece of paper or a journal or, a computer file, because, the activity or the mental activity of actually writing it down will force you to think about it and think about how one quality or one value is more important than a different value. So I think you doing this, mental process of writing it down on paper or a computer file will really help and really force you to think about these important questions before putting your rank order list together. So I want to tell you about how I ranked my indispensable qualities when I was applying for radiology residency. And this applies to anyone, even if you're going into gen surg, OBGYN, internal medicine, family medicine, whatever it is, these are just general indispensable qualities. And for me, these were the qualities that were important for me. So I want to give you an example to show you how you can potentially do this. So for me, culture, and this is in order. Number 1 for me was culture. I wanted to be in a place that had a dynamic, robust, accepting culture. I'm a Muslim. I pray 5 times a day. I wanted to go to a place of residency where it wouldn't be a burden if I stepped out for 5 or 10 minutes to go pray one of my daily prayers every day. And that's a big deal for me, right? That's a deal breaker for me. If there was a program that didn't accept that, then I wouldn't feel comfortable, being part of that family, right? For 4 years. Residency in radiology is 4 years. So that was an important question for me, right? I'm a minority, obviously, right? I'm not white, right? So, I wanted to be accepted into a program. And I gauged that by the way residents interacted during the interview process, the camaraderie that I witnessed, how often, they went out after work, what was a relationship like between residents, attendings. These are things that I picked up mentally and that I saw, and I read between the lines in programs to understand the culture and if I would fit into that culture. Those were very, very important qualities for me to look at, when looking at programs. The other thing was mentorship. Would I be in a place where the PD would really support me, the staff would support me and my goals and my visions? I had, is it a place that would support my dreams and my desire to be a great educator one day, to learn about imaging informatics? Those were the 2 things that I really want to do in residency outside of learning radiology. I wanted to learn how to teach, and I wanted to learn imaging informatics, because I think informatics is, the future of the profession. So would I be in a place that would allow me to gain expertise in that? That was a big deal for me. And were there leaders in that department that would allow me to develop those skills? So that was something that was very important to me when I was looking at programs. And the third and final thing was location. Location for me was huge, right? So matching into a program that was close to my family. I'm a very family-oriented person. Looking at, is it close to, my parents, my brothers? I live in a tight-knit family, because residency is tough, right? You need that support. You need that moral, emotional, physical support to get you through residency. You take call, you work long hours. That support system is huge to help from decreasing burnout and keeping you just happy and sane throughout the residency process. So these were my 3 major indispensable qualities that I would want in an ideal residency program, right? And I didn't want to compromise these 3 indispensable qualities. And you should also make this list for yourself for whatever the qualities are, right? It could be anything, right? But you should rank that list before you actually make your rank order list for the different programs. And once you have that, it becomes really easy to make a rank order list, right? Because then you've ranked your indispensable qualities, then you just align the programs that fit into those indispensable qualities that you like, right? So, it became very easy for me to rank the 15 radiology residency programs that I went to based on those 3 indispensable qualities. Whichever ones fulfilled those were on the top of my list. Whichever ones didn't do as well of a job made their way on the bottom of my list, right? So those were the ones and it's gonna be different. Some people may want reputation more. Some people may be like, wow, I really want to train at the #1 place that US World News Report says is the best surgery program in the country. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's no right or wrong answer here. But you got to do what's best for you. And you really have to think about how you're going to be happy for 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 years, however many years the residency is. It's a long time. These people become your family, the people that you work with. You want to really be at a place that you feel comfortable with and somewhere where you can really thrive. So everyone here can do it. I'm sure everyone will make the right decision for yourself, for your loved ones. I'm here to help. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. Please share this, write comments in the chat box. I'm happy to answer any questions. But I know this is a really stressful time, but I'm positive that you guys will all make the right decision for yourselves. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'll see you next time at another conversation. Thank you so much.